cool. New love game. Back in this bitch for another one. It's like currently like 7:30 right now, some shit. It's like a little wake and bake and shit. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do today and shit. I gotta finish this song. I'll start writing on this shit. I'll start writing another song. A little bit like last night, yesterday night, some shit like that. I done that said last night, yesterday night, and did the same thing. It's another day. New opportunities. New doors opening up. Another day for opportunity. Always another day to make something better of yourself. And I feel like a person should try to at least learn something, at least one thing new a day. Like if you're not really learning shit, nothing a day, if you're not learning at least one thing a day, like what are you doing for real? I can't even say nothing wrong with that, because it's like, if you just living life and you're not learning nothing, like what are you doing for real? I mean, I ain't saying that you can't live life and not have no new knowledge, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. I feel like it's important that you learn something new every day, because for like real shit, if you're not learning nothing new, you just wasting time doing shit that you already know or think you know and shit like that. Like you're supposed to expand your mind and shit like that. Don't just be stuck on a little shit or just the shit that you know. Be open to new things and shit. I ain't saying like new shit that's like against whatever you stand on or whatever it is that you got going on, but you feel me? Like just be open minded about shit. Treat people with respect the way you want to be treated. Okay, I ain't even saying you gotta respect nobody, but you ain't gotta go out your way to disrespect nobody either just because you don't respect them, you feel me? I don't know. I'm just talking right now. Smoking on this. Damn, I don't even know the name of this shit right now. But yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent with my content and shit.
Wake up and give me some cake.
Cause for real, consistency is the key. And shit, I mean, it ain't hard, but like I said before, it's like when you're doing content and shit, you can't just, I mean, it ain't shit but to just pick up the camera and record shit. But it's more to it than that. Like, I know for me, I gotta be in the right headspace for that shit. I don't record everything for content type shit. Like some people just do shit to record for content strictly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And then some people just act like they can't do shit or live their life without recording nothing at all. I ain't one of them. So that's why it's like, cause I don't know, anytime I record, it's some genuine shit. But it's probably something I'm like, oh, I can make some content out of this. It ain't something I'm like looking to do to make some content type shit. Like I'm trying to go find like, oh, I gotta make this content. I gotta do this to make some content. Like do shit that you genuinely love and shit. Or like something that you feel like you're really interested in, because if you're just doing it for the content shit, it's cool, but you're really just draining yourself, wasting your own energy for real. Like low key, honestly, especially like if you ain't really getting paid for your content yet or no shit like that. Now if you getting paid for it, that's understandable, but like if you just starting up and shit like that, like I'm pretty much am still, and you feel me, so it's like, I feel like it's I ain't gonna say it's a waste, but I think it's smarter to just be genuine about your shit or whatever the fuck you got going on. Still trying to get shit together for this clothing brand, but I got other shit that I gotta take care of before I get to that shit. But I'm still working on that shit too, for sure. I got hella ideas, hella shit in my notes and all that shit. I'm trying to figure out I mean, I got a couple manufacturers that I do look into. I ain't never really actually contacted them yet, but I just a couple that I do got in mind. I know I follow them on the gram and shit like that. It's this manufacturer I want to check out in Atlanta too, but I don't know the name of that bitch. I gotta see, but it's a couple motherfuckers. It's a couple motherfuckers clothing line that I fuck with. That I had got that manufacturer off of a couple YouTubers and shit that I be fucking with. But everything that you really want to do in life, or anything that is something that you, I'm fucking up. If it's something that you feel like you want to do, go ahead and do that shit if you can. Like, you gotta use what you got. Don't think about what you don't got. Think about the shit that you do got. That you do got, and be appreciative of that shit. Because if you ain't appreciative of what you do got already, how you gonna be appreciative of the new shit for real? And you can, but you ain't gonna really value it as much for real because you don't appreciate the shit that you do got now, and you steady thinking about what you don't got. You learn to be grateful, man. Don't get me wrong, everybody going through some real shit. Everybody go through stuff in life. We all human, and that's just life itself. But it's like it ain't no competition on, like, I hate when people do like make it feel like, or make it sound like it's a competition on who going through the worst shit like that. Like, that shit weird. Like, ain't nothing wrong with venting, but if you're trying to compare your shit to other people's shit, that's not really cool. Cause it's gonna always be somebody that's going through worse than you, regardless. There's people that go through the worst shit and don't even talk about shit at all, and you won't even know, unless they just upfront tell you, or you just happen to see some shit going on, or. But a lot of people, for real, I don't know, I can't really say that. I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but I know me, I don't really talk about shit that I go through. I just deal with it. So at the end of the day, that's all we can do is deal with it. You're gonna figure that shit out or deal with it, whatever it is. Whether it's love, life, financial, car issue, whatever you got going on, you gotta figure that shit out. Especially as a man, you definitely gotta figure that shit out. And then it's like, I try not to trip or stress about shit that I can't control and shit that I can't control. And the reason, and let me break it down why I say that. The reason why I don't really stress over shit that I can't control is because it's something I can't control, so there's no reason to really stress about it. Even though some stuff might feel like it's like, might get to you and you want to change it, but you can't, whatever the situation may be. But a lot of times you just gotta accept shit for what it is, and what's the purpose of stressing over that shit when you know you can't change it, type shit. And the shit that you can change, it just speaks for itself. Handle that shit. That's all that shit that you gotta do. That's like crying over spilled milk and shit. Nah, not really. That's like, matter of fact, yeah, that's like crying over spilled milk. But like with spilled milk and shit, you can still pour another glass of milk if you got some milk, but you ain't got no more. And you just out of luck and you spit that the last cup and your little last shit, you spilled that shit. No point to cry because you already accepted the fact, you feel me? I mean, you can go through your emotions and shit. I ain't saying don't be emotionless to shit. I ain't saying that. Like, you still gotta understand your emotions and understand what the fuck you got going on. So you can still feel how you feel. I ain't never saying that at all. If you can't, it's just, what's the purpose of really stressing about shit? And then as far as with shit that you can control, like I said, just handle your shit. If you can change it, change it. You wouldn't be stressing no more. I feel like stress comes from procrastination too. For real. With certain things, I'm gonna say. Did you guys say that right? I think I said that right. I'm fried. I told them I'm just talking. It's crazy because at first I didn't even know what I was gonna get on this bitch and talk about. But I'm just on this bitch going away. I really need another retwist and shit. Come on, bro. It's been a little minute. This shit, man. Like I said, I'm I gotta be more consistent with this shit. I'm gonna get to it. I am, cause I'm feeling it more and shit. I've been feeling more motivated with myself. Like I don't know, I really just been sticking to myself. I ain't saying it like I'm just on some loner shit or some shit like that. I mean, I am naturally a loner, but what I mean by sticking to myself is I've really just been going with like, I can't even say the flow of life, but I've really just been following like my tuition, or like what's called my gut feeling with shit with life. Or I don't know, the universe really been fucking with me, and I ain't talking about in a bad way. I'm talking about like me and the universe lately. We been locked in, real shit, like spiritually wise. Sometimes you gotta nip shit in the bud too. Like sometimes you can't always help people and shit. Sometimes you gotta say no. And I ain't even talking about what specifically money or no shit like that. I'm talking about whatever it is, whether it's physically doing favors and shit like that, financial favors, no matter. Sometimes you gotta do shit for yourself. You know, sometimes you just gotta cut shit in the bud, because sometimes people will take advantage of that shit too, for sure. That's why you gotta stand on your 10. And I ain't saying you gotta be mean, you know, shit like that. You can still stand on your 10 or cut shit down without being no asshole about it. You feel me? As long as the other person ain't being no asshole. But if they being an asshole about some shit they was used to you doing, and you trying to do something to better yourself, then it's fuck them. They don't respect you. People that's really with you, they gonna understand and they gonna be happy that you actually take yourself more serious, like real shit. The ones that are not, don't feel like you don't feel some type of way about this shit, and them probably the ones that you probably just need to get a little distance with, cut ties with, or whatever. Not even necessarily cut ties, but sometimes you gotta love people from a distance too. Real shit. People will drain you. It's like, you gotta know when to have time for yourself too. Always. I feel like that it's important for everybody to at least have some type of time to themselves, once a day, every day, even if it's a little time. I think it's important. I don't know, because like you just got all these different energies mixed up with yours and shit like that, and you ain't really had no time to yourself to think to yourself and shit like that. You got other people's opinions and words and shit like that all close to you and shit. You probably taking that shit in. And not specifically was like taking that shit in, but you're still taking it in because you're around it. Or you might hear some shit. So sometimes it's good and important to always have that isolation time to yourself. At least like 30 minutes. Or an hour. Or however long as you want for. But some people definitely need time to themselves, and a lot of people don't realize that. Some people don't know how to be to themselves, or don't know how to be by themselves. And I don't really know. I mean, people got different reasons of why they do certain shit. But me, I love being to myself. I swear to God, like I'm at most peace when I'm by myself and shit like that, or like to myself. I ain't talking about. I mean, shit, I guess you could count like far as like being single or relationship wise too and shit like that, but I'm just talking about in general. I love having time to myself, and if I'm in a relationship, of course I'm gonna love being alone with somebody I can be alone with type shit, if that makes sense. Somebody that like understand and probably like get the same type of time that I'm on type shit. Yeah. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of times too I had issues with that. They used to ruin my love life sometimes, because I used to be distant. I mean, I am a distant person. That's just how I am. I don't mean no harm by it, but the ones that know me, they know that's just what it is. Like even my family, I know like they used to think like, I don't know, I think they probably used to think I ain't really fuck with them and shit like that, because I was always like distant, or like I would stay away from the crib and shit like that growing up. At a certain age, I would say, when I was able to like move around and shit. But, yeah, man, just be happy with life. I know shit ain't always peaches and cream and shit like that, but you still gotta be happy, because like I said, it's always somebody going through worse shit. Might think about like you might be like whoever, if you listen to this right now, if you watching this, you might be going through some shit right now. You might be feeling like it's the end of the world for you type shit. But you gotta actually think, like, use that, think about somebody else's situation, or think about people that's out here like homeless or ain't got shit to their name or ain't got nothing, or you feel me? So like you really in a blessed position and shit like that. So just think about shit like that before you just complain about shit or feel like life is over because shit not going the way you want to. Like you really gotta appreciate certain shit. Then you will actually see. I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now, but damn. That's like sometimes you got. That's like I ain't like that's like what A Boogie said. Sometimes you gotta think about shit like how you don't want to think about shit. That probably gonna go up a lot of people's head, and that ain't really. That's really just saying like sometimes you gotta think like how you think. Sometimes how you think about hella shit, or sometimes you feel like you don't know how to stop thinking about this shit. Sometimes you gotta think on not thinking about it. Meaning like sometimes you gotta think to yourself and tell yourself like I gotta stop thinking about that shit, or I ain't gonna be thinking about this shit. Like try to do something to keep yourself. I don't even want to say necessarily distracted, because at the same time, like if you having mental issues or whatever the issue might be, or whatever you're going through, it's best to really just face that shit, because you steady just running from whatever your problems is and shit like that, or getting a temporary distraction and shit like that shit gonna come back to you, and you gonna have to face it regardless. So like, if you don't face it, you just gonna steady keep running. You ain't gonna never actually heal from shit. Relationships, like I said, that's with anything in life. Relationships, financial situations, I don't know, that's with anything, or something mentally, you gotta deal with that shit, or emotionally. Like that's what I feel like a lot of people don't know about how to really heal for real. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really always know how to heal for real. Like I feel like I'm just now really learning how to heal for real. Like I ain't scared to admit that shit. Like a lot of times I used to just like, I wouldn't even say avoid I mean, of course you can avoid problems by doing whatever you gotta do or whatever the case may be. But I mean like, yeah, like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. I ran out of space and shit. But of course, like I was saying, of course you can avoid certain part. You can avoid problems from happening, and you can avoid your problems too if you're not taking care of that shit or doing whatever you gotta do to solve it. Because like I was saying, like you just running away from that shit, and you know that shit behind you, or you know that if it's a problem that you know gonna stick with you and you just running from it, that bitch gonna come follow, trailing you, or it might already be on your back. You might get a little push off that bitch, like you might get a little freedom from a little temporary not paying attention to that shit, but temporary distraction. But when that distraction not there no more, that bitch finna come lock on to you again. Especially if it's something that you know you gotta deal with that you just not dealing with. That's gonna bite you in the ass, and it's gonna fuck you up. And if you ain't dealing with that shit, if it's fuck you up that bad, you gonna start affecting those around you, or they might not want to be around. They gonna notice that shit. They definitely gonna notice that shit. Probably, if they really fuck with you for real. Or I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, I know what I'm saying, but I ain't trying to. I feel like I'm just bouncing around with shit, and I'm fried as hell talking about hella shit right now. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah. It's 8:11 in the morning. I woke up at like 5, 4, 5, 6. I think it's like 5 though. But yeah, I'm gonna start being more consistent. And I was telling the guys too, like I think I said this like in another video I just recorded too, but like a lot of people that probably do content, they don't really record like the genuine shit for real, or like the actual real life shit. Some people want to put on an image to create an image. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you're gonna do that, at least like be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself type shit. And I ain't saying like some people don't want certain things shown on their content and shit like that, but with me, I want people to see my growth for real. That's why I'm showing like, that's why I talk about too, like my the last video I recorded, I was saying that like I'm in the process of like trying to get another apartment and shit like that, and another whip. And, like, things happen in life. Everybody had their ups and downs. People act like that don't happen. Shit, like I ain't gonna lie, real shit. The only time you fail is when you just stop trying to like, if you, I don't even want to say if you don't learn from a lesson, but like you just stop trying. I mean, yeah, you could fail if you keep doing the same shit over and over and you know it ain't doing shit but bringing you down. Yeah, you could fail like that too, but I'm saying like, as long as you trying to do some shit with yourself or whatever in your life, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Especially in today's generation, people want to make it seem like you working a 9 to 5, you broke, or it's like, I don't know, like people just weird. Like, what happened to the world? I ain't saying you got to make a career out of 9 to 5, unless you want to make a career out that job or whatever it is that you're working at. So like, I ain't gonna lie, we gotta stop saying that 9 to 5 shit too, because the job is a job regardless, no matter what you do. Even if you're an entrepreneur, it's still a job. You got work to do, regardless. You just your own boss, but you still got work. Like, and then like for people that don't, like I know like for myself that don't want to make no career out of no job because they know that's not really the shit that they see for themselves and shit, you know. It's like you use the jobs to invest in a career or whatever it is that you want to do in life. You just gotta be smart about this shit for real. And you can't expect shit to just happen just like that overnight. Shit gotta build and grow. I mean, some people do be blessed for shit to happen overnight like that, but at the same time, you can't just expect it to either. Because if you just got too much of a high expectation, you're gonna let yourself down. And no, I'm not saying that you can't have high expectations. It's just like, you gotta be real with yourself too about reality sometimes. Because if you just thinking, if you ain't really thinking about real shit, you gotta think about the downs about shit too. And then like, ain't nothing wrong with like trying shit over and over, trying to get to a certain goal. If you really know you're trying to get to that goal, ain't nothing wrong with trying different shit to get to that goal. It's like a streak. Like say like, if you got somebody that's, you got an emergency, say somebody, God forbid, say you got somebody that you love, you gotta get to the hospital or some shit like that. You take one road. Okay, that's a bad that was a bogus reference. Like football players, I'm just saying. When niggas trying to take that motherfucking matter of fact, not even just football players, the sports in general, like basketball, anything where you gotta make a goal, man. The goal is to get that goal or that bucket or that field goal and shit like that. They might take different routes to get to that motherfucker. They might take one route, it might not work. Alright, they finna make another play. Let's go this route. They might take that one. That one might not work. They ain't gave up. They might want to give up now, some shit like that. Like, damn, it's looking bad. I can't do it now. Like, I done tried this way. I done tried this way. It ain't working. Try it again. Take another route. That route might work. Think about it's like a roadblock type shit. You can get around a roadblock, like the show From and shit. Like, well, nah, you can't get around that shit. That little tree shit, but nah. Just don't be so quick to give up on shit. That's all I'm really saying for real. That's all I'm saying. Don't be quick to give up on shit. And y'all gotta learn how to stop reacting on how y'all feel in the moment. I ain't saying y'all can't at all, but just with certain things, it's not always good to do that shit, because you might do or say some shit that you don't mean, And then you gotta stand on that shit, or you might fuck some shit up. And then later on, you might be cool, calm, collected. You might actually think about shit and think about a whole different way you could have handled that shit. But you didn't already then probably fuck some shit up. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I had to learn how to stop reacting on how I feel in a certain moment type shit. Especially like when it's like, and I'm talking about in a negative way, like you feel like something bad type shit. Like, it's not always good to react that way. Just in the moment how you feel, you might do shit you actually regret. But sometimes you can't take back the shit that you already did. If it makes sense, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, shit. I'm gonna catch a little ghost on this. I'm just talking and shit. I know y'all don't wanna just see me talking, smoking shit, or watch me do this shit. But if you do, and you actually listen to what I'm saying, you taking that shit in, I fucks with you. I appreciate it. But shit, follow me on Instagram and shit. You love Jetty though. It used to be Jetty the Original, but I changed it. But matter of fact, you can still search for Jetty the Original. It should still pop up. But it's gonna be like You Love Jetty. I'm probably gonna drop it in the description. And shit, I might put it down below or somewhere on the beat. I don't know. But yeah, man, we gonna have more content. I might have like my little talks like this from time to time and shit like that, but it ain't gonna always be shit like this. This is what I'm doing right now because I just woke up feeling this way right now, so I'm giving it to y'all or putting it on here, recording this shit so somebody can listen to this shit. And I'm like, shit, fuck it. Somebody might need to hear this shit. It might motivate somebody. It might not, but hopefully it do. Let me hit the ghost for y'all in the end of the bit. But I'm gonna let you know if you ain't know. Bitch, I'm that nigga. God damn, sweat. Oh shit. That shit. Oh, this shit hitting. But I'm gonna be more consistent with my content and shit. Shit, like, comment, subscribe, and shit. If you want to leave a comment. I'ma fuck with y'all. Y'all fuck with me, I'm fucking with y'all. Little ones that do support, I appreciate it. I'm pretty much still, like I said, I'm still building my shit, but we finna start taking this shit more serious. I know I say that shit almost every time, and I'm gonna be more consistent, but I'm dead ass this time. Even if I ain't posting like that, just know I'm getting, cause like I said before, I got hella content and shit. It's a certain shit I gotta put together. I don't know, this is like hella mixed shit. I might put some shit, I don't know. Y'all gonna see though. But shit, I'm finna get up out this bit. I'm finna finish smoking this bit. And I'm probably finna tune out. See what I'm finna do today and start there bit. But up until then, I'm gonna see y'all another time. We gone, folks.